Good tips and tricks as we are just about set for our first of 5 matches today, and this one should have plenty of fireworks. Kovalova and Wright, a formidable duo. Waters and Johnson, though, 2 youngsters who have taken the pickleball world by storm. And here we go, off and running.
Point. Already that beautiful flick backhand from Lucy Kovalova. She's made a name for herself being able to lean in and not just use the two-handed backhand, which is so popular in the top of the ladies' game. Point. Launching an attack early towards young Waters, who puts the ball up to the formidable Matt Wright backhand. Point.
Quick start for Kovalova and Wright, and a great look from this angle. Just how they're dissecting these points. Some early errors, though, from Waters and Johnson, uncharacteristic.
We may see the earliest timeout in history coming. Side out. So they get the ball back, giving Leigh Waters a chance to serve. 0-3-1.
And it does sail long. It's another good call. All right, what's the differentiating factor between these two? Obviously are both awesome duos and have proven so to this point in the tournament.
Well, Matt Wright and Lucy Kovalova, they are partners on and off the court. They have always and essentially entirely played together. It's incredibly rare to see either one of them play with anybody else, so they know each other's games like the back of their hand. 1-3-2. Leigh Waters taking care of business. She's one of the few players in men's and women's games that has the power from mid-court to really fend off some attacks from the biggest and baddest men out there. Side out.
You know, it's an interesting conversation when it comes to doubles with your partner of either playing to the strength of your partner or yourself or playing to the weakness of your opponent. I'm sure there's a lot that goes into that, especially as the margins get smaller later in a tournament.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of trying to pick on your opponent's weakness and prize that over. Look at this already. In the end, J.W. Johnson reaching in there, able to pluck that one out of the air. Doing more than enough, getting the ball down. Yeah, if your skill sets are all-encompassing, hopefully they are at this type of level for sure, then finding out what your opponent's main weakness is and looking to make sure your styles complement that kind of strategy.
2-3-1.
Quick start to this match in this first game.
Second serve.
Matt Wright using his patented forehand flick attack. So tricky to read for anybody. However, J.W. Johnson has arguably the fastest hands in the game.
Side out.
Right, just missing wide there.
It was out. Point. 3-3-2.
Initial mistake from the referee, corrected, and we are all tied up.
Point.
Waters and Johnson now starting to flex their muscles after a slow start.
Yeah, they've caught Wright and Kovalova having to unwind a stack, and Wright was a little late to the party.
Point.
That's one of the things that happens when you have some very proficient servers and drivers of the ball, and Leigh Waters and J.W. Johnson do have the advantage in that particular arena.
No. Side out.
Just missed that one.
3-5-1. Second serve.
Some of that quick hand speed. J.W. Johnson, it's almost hard to recognize where that's going. He can disguise it pretty well.
Yeah, he holds the paddle so close to the contact point for such a long time that it might just look like a dink until it's not.
Side out. Thank you.
And that will be a point for Kovalova and Wright. Narrow the gap.
4-5-2. Side out.
Kovalova getting low, but not quite underneath that one enough.
Not easy. Stands at nearly 6 feet tall. Full stretch. Kovalova, one of, if not the best doubles player on the women's side, and proving it, getting to both the women's and mixed doubles finals. But J.W. Johnson putting that one away.
And what's amazing is she's been at that top for over 5 years now. It's impressive to see the longevity both her and Matt Wright have possessed. And there's those lightning quick hands of the young blood J.W. Johnson.
Young blood with a mature game. And another put away to extend this lead further.
Massive put away.
Timeout receiver, 8-4-1.
First time out.
Incredible quick turn of events.
Yeah.
Wright and Kovalova had a great start, but Waters and Johnson coming back strong.
Off and running on Championship Sunday. Waters, Johnson in command. Back here, the PPA Select Medical Orange County Cup presented by Lifetime San Clemente in a beautiful facility. One of the favorites on tour amongst the players and certainly the fans. We saw great crowds yesterday, continuing here today. And the 20-year-old J.W. Johnson starting to find his rhythm early in this first game. 3 points away now from claiming the first. Make it 2.
Yeah, one of the things we're finding out throughout this match is just how much does Annalie Waters' presence play a role in her mixed doubles success. She's typically been alongside Ben Johns, who is an absolute wrecking ball and the most dominant player the game has ever seen, really, in the men's side especially.
Second serve.
J.W. Johnson, an up-and-coming star, really. One of the best singles players. His men's doubles is fantastic. His mixed, he's typically been a bit more passive than possibly needed to be a dominant mixed player. So we're seeing today him hopefully take more of an assertive role.
Although he is standing next to someone who is more than willing to be aggressive.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, Kovalova delivers.
Raises the hand, rightly so. The net certainly helped give her the angle to get around the post. Still, no easy task. Almost impossible for J.W. Johnson to be able to pick that one up.
Second serve.
And we see there from Lucy Kovalova the effect of such a great play in the previous point. Very excited about it, and the adrenaline's pumping, looks for an early attack. Unfortunately, it did not prove dividends.
So Kovalova and Wright making up a little bit of that margin.
Oh, and we've got some finger wagging early, and that's more than enough for Leigh Waters to call a timeout.
So what was a pretty big lead has now been trimmed to 2. Kovalova and Wright, the #1 seed for a reason. You know that they're going to stay locked in until that final point is decided. Some of this fast action already to start this match. Man. And that's got to be tough, I would assume, on that reset. When they put it back in the kitchen, Waters is so accustomed to being aggressive, sometimes it might be better to just stay with some of that dinking.
Yeah, certainly. J.W. Johnson played a handful of fantastic fast volleys. Matt Wright was up to the task, eventually reset the ball, came over to Waters, and that rush of blood that you feel, the energy you've got with your partner can often inspire just continued attacks. Whereas if you were just in the realm of a normal dink rally and that same ball arrives, you would clearly just dink it back, probably cross-court, live to fight another day, and sort of rebuild the point. But it's that much more difficult when you've had such a heated, fast exchange, and that adrenaline is pumping. Similar thing happened to Kovalova in the previous points, but we're now within 2, 7-9. Matt Wright serving to J.W. Johnson.
So it goes back to Waters and Johnson, 2 points away from claiming the first game.
Great timeout. Lucy Kovalova just putting that ball high enough. J.W. Johnson all over it.
And Leigh Waters going to call that out. No challenge from Kovalova or Wright. So the first game of Championship Sunday in the books. Leigh Waters and J.W. Johnson now 2 games away from claiming the title in Orange County. Beautiful pickleball to start the day in one of the best venues on tour. Plenty of action still to come on Tennis Channel and the Orange County Cup. That water never gets old. That perfect shade of blue for the PPA Select Medical Orange County Cup at Lifetime Rancho San Clemente. It's not just the water, it's the stands, it's the facilities, it's the bar, it's the food hall area. It's everything all-encompassing.
Why don't we say ambiance? Venue.
Yeah, the ambiance is there, music in between games, in between timeouts. And right now, the juice for Waters and Johnson, and an early interesting call.
Yeah, it's flowing for sure. It looks like...
Video challenge on the football.
Oh, we've got a challenge. Matt Wright looked to be in the kitchen during that Ernie attempt. So hopefully we'll get a look here.
Now remember, if they lose the challenge, they lose one of their 2 timeouts. Yeah. Only get 2 per game, so that could be a big call.
That's a tough time to lose a potentially very important timeout.
I was a little surprised, I will say, Morgan, they didn't challenge that last. Oh, does his heel catch the line?
It looks like it from this angle.
Let's see, another look here. If his heel is on the line, that's all part of the kitchen. You need to land completely outside
you need
for
to
it to be a good
establish, both feet outside. Referee has a clear call. It's the assistant referee.
But a little surprised that Kovalova and Wright didn't challenge the last call of the first game. Here's another angle. Ooh.
That's certainly a closer, but for my money, it does look like the back of the heel is touching that kitchen line before he then reestablishes outside.
Needs to be conclusive, needs to be clear for it to be overturned. And it might just not be quite enough evidence for it to be a successful challenge.
I believe they will keep the call standing. but I'm glad I'm not one of the refs.
100%. Very difficult job. They do a fantastic job at that. Here's a great one. Great angle for us. Looks like that heel is probably on the end of the line.
Yeah, it's not by much. Nice athletic maneuver, though.
100%, especially.
44-year-old.
That's what I was about
pretty
to say. 44 years old, moving well, leaping like a gazelle right over the kitchen area.
There's a hush in the crowd.
After video review, the call stands. Kovalova and Wright are charged with a timeout.
All right.
Waters and Johnson are serving 2-0-2.
So Waters will be serving.
One timeout, 2 timeouts.
Kovalova and Wright have lost a timeout. Waters and Johnson.
Time in, 2-0-2.
It should be 1-0-2. I believe that's what the timeout is here.
Referee's just confirming the score. That's correct. Yeah, that was the first point of the match.
Is that true? 1-0. 1-0-2. Referee correction.
It's nice sportsmanship, although waited till that point was paused.
Recall, 1-0-2. Side out.
Well, they managed to ice themselves somehow. So the serve goes back over to Lucy Kovalova. And we have a ball on.
Yep. After a very fast and pretty smooth first game, the second one has started very choppy.
0-1-1.
Looks to be Ryan Sherry causing trouble, as he often does.
You're going to have to shoot him a text.
Yes, I will.
Just that quick attack from Leigh Waters.
Yeah, she is not afraid. That's the one of the powers of youth, really.
Yeah, good
Too
point.
young to be afraid. Too young to feel pressure. Oh, I think he's done it again. And this time, I don't think he will look for the challenge.
Can't risk losing that final timeout.
No, I think he knows it.
Yeah, he was in.
Second serve.
Good power from the forehand side of Kovalova.
1-0-2. Side out.
Leigh Waters,
0-1-1.
despite being just 15 years old, the work she's put in, clear, and the success she's had, evident, has taken the pickleball world by storm and then some, and just continues to move forward. The crazy thing to think is, what will she look like when she's 18, when she's 21, if she continues to improve at this rate?
Yeah, certainly. She's got one of the best drilling partners living in her house, her mother, Leigh Waters, who has guided her development so well. And between the two of them, they put in the work, and there's really no substitute for that.
You can also see them making TikToks together after they finish drilling.
Her nickname's A1 Steak Sauce. Matt Wright getting the better of her on that occasion. Big forehand, getting it down to the shoelaces.
3-1-1.
Again, Kovalova dialed in.
Yeah, she's so good at being patient on those wide balls. This one again catches the net, gives her the angle needed. Still, she makes it look easy.
It's not.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say Lucy Kovalova and Jessie Irvin, two of the very best at around the post shots, ATPs as we call them.
Second serve.
Feels like a similar start to the first game where Kovalova and Wright got off to an early lead. Let's see if they can keep the momentum in their favor.
Now they're really rolling. This is one of the things that really makes a great team. It's not just the physical aspects, the speed, the power, consistency, but how well they can really figure their way out throughout a entire match.
Timeout call by Waters and Johnson. We'll see if they can shift momentum back in their favor when we return. Great look at Lifetime San Clemente, where this fantastic tournament being held. Select Medical Orange County Cup. In the second game, it's Kovalova and Wright in full control, now up 5-1-2 after losing the first game where Waters and Johnson really found a consistent rhythm. But another good timeout as Waters and Johnson will gain the serve back in their favor.
It's really amazing how often timeouts do either get the ball back or give you a quick point.
Second serve. 1-5-2. Side out.
Had to know that this one had the opportunity, certainly to go the distance, go 5 games.
Second serve.
So much pace.
Oh, so difficult to handle, and yet J.W. Johnson does it essentially with his eyes closed as Lucy Kovalova, the doubles maestro, can't get it past him. Now 29 years old, ranked #1 on the women's side, #2 in mixed doubles. She has been a master at her craft.
Point.
Just overextended there, rolling that cross-court forehand volley, not able to find the boundaries of the court. So Waters and Johnson will have a chance now. Not one, but 2 Ernies. That's got to make him feel good about the previous indiscretions.
Couple of foot faults, so he says, you know what, I'll get it done.
I can do this, and I will do this. Not once, but twice.
Side out.
And so an opportunity cast asunder for Waters and Johnson.
5-2-1.
One of the points back, but still trail.
Point. 6-2-1. Point.
Just a little overly aggressive on that shot. I think she sensed that Matt Wright was going to be looking for the intercept.
Second serve.
It's Kovalova's turn to test her luck with the attack. Matt Wright, 44 years old.
7-2-2.
Men's doubles. He alongside Riley Newman. Certainly a clear #2, if not #1. And there's some fire now. When they really get excited, that's when they find their best stuff. When they're confident, and flexing. As we see Matt Wright, he's well known for it.
Oh, they're in it now.
Yes, there's a lot of energy, and that's enough to inspire a timeout from Waters and Johnson.
Kovalova and Wright just 2 points away from evening this at 1 game apiece. Remember, this is best of 5 on a championship Sunday. Just the first of 5 fantastic matches we've got for you here on Tennis Channel. from Orange County, California, and Matt Wright showing why he is so vaunted on the double side. Just does a little bit of everything. The movement around court, the sneaky power, the quick reaction, and then the energy.
This here is one of the most difficult shots you could ever play. Moving in at that speed, still being able to caress the ball into the kitchen. That's something that very few players really, can't think of anyone else that is able to really move forward quickly, take a ball basically at shoelaces and drop it softly inside the kitchen. Generally, everybody is kind of pigeonholed at that point into attacking. You've got a lot of body weight momentum bringing you up that, you know, typically lends itself to pace, you know, and it's a mistake that so many players make because the ball so often is very low. He has a unique ability to be able to soften his hands, especially on the backhand side, and create enough backspin on the ball, cool it off inside the kitchen, and live to fight another day.
And he is fighting in a big way. He and Lucy Kovalova just 2 points away with the serve. Make it 1.
Yeah, that's, he can ill afford to make those kinds of mistakes at this point.
10-2. Side out.
So they'll have a chance to bridge the gap here. Waters serving to Kovalova.
Nice decision by J.W. Johnson. Lets that one fly by.
Fantastic hand speed just to get there. Well, she certainly had a look at it, a little over-aggressive, but she's still smiling, so.
It's hard to find her not smiling.
Yeah, she's a happy player. And I always say a happy player is a dangerous player. Possibly less happy with that one.
I would say so, yeah. And another chance to even the score here. Johnson continuing to apply the pressure close to the kitchen.
10-2.
There's been just a couple of those that she'd love to get back.
3-2-1. Second serve.
So we saw earlier on Matt Wright able to move forward and still drop a ball in the kitchen. In that occasion, J.W. Johnson doing the same, but having to attack the ball instead.
Side out. 10-3-1.
Oh, he's done it again. It's a three-peat of foot faults for Matt Wright.
And at this point, does Annalie Waters just start giving him that ball and seeing if he can get it done?
Yeah. I mean, he's got relatively long legs. I'm not sure what the problem is.
Another put away for Johnson.
Oh, such wrist strength. Didn't even get a chance for a shoulder turn there. Matt Wright with a slippery forehand, getting the outside of Johnson. Unable to close the gap. It's going to give Kovalova and Wright another chance.
Second serve.
Too good. That overhead from Johnson. One of, if not the best in the game.
10-3-2. Side out.
And once again, Kovalova and Wright, a couple more looks at it, just can't convert. And this is where Waters and Johnson can be dangerous, just hanging around long enough.
Well, fourth time's a charm.
You sure that wasn't fifth or sixth?
Yeah, well, I guess he did manage to nail two of them. So he's 3 from 6 now, I guess.
Point. 4-10-2.
Kovalova handling business easily. And they will get a chance, an 8th chance to finish this one.
Second serve.
It was long.
Matt Wright asking if it caught JW on the way through, and the answer was no.
Yes.
If the answer was yes, would he have said yes?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's got.
He's an honest young man.
Yeah, he's got good morals.
Yeah, Julie Johnson, mother of JW, has taught him well.
And there's a reason he's got good morals, because he's got good talent, good hand speed, plenty of power to go with it.
Yeah, I think that the players with the most skill, ability at the top of the game, they find the least desire to have any necessary cheating.
Second serve. 4-10-2.
Another one.
So they're getting closer. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a timeout here from Kovalova and Wright, possibly when they get the ball back.
5-10-2. Point.
It's getting closer and closer. This is the point where pressure starts affecting players.
6-10-2. Side out.
Still just 1 point away.
10-6-1.
Lucy Kovalova to serve. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. The error from Waters gifts the second game to Kovalova and Wright, and we are all even in our first final of the day. Mixed doubles action, pickleball on Tennis Channel. The Orange County Cup continues next. Another great aerial look at the facility. It's the 2022 Select Medical Orange County Cup presented by Lifetime San Clemente in San Clemente, California. Just tremendous stuff over the last couple of days, and we've had all of the double semifinals yesterday on Tennis Channel, all of Championship Sunday here today. 5 awesome matches. We are 2 games into this one, best of 5 between Kovalova and Wright, the #1 seed, Waters and Johnson, the 3 seed, all even at 1 game apiece. And just this camera angle has given us so much view of what we can see on the intricacies of each point as well.
For sure. No, I've never felt so romantically involved with a camera before. But no, it's beautiful.
Second serve.
Waters and Johnson, you know, should have some real confidence after how well they rallied back in game 2. Obviously taking game 1. looks like a successful pattern of play there. I think when JW is launching attacks at Lucy Kovalova, she's been able to handle business pretty well. When it comes from the cross-court side, often the counterpunch from Kovalova is heading over to JW Johnson, and that is where damage can really be done.
So Johnson getting 2 early points for his team that really has been playing from behind for a lot of these early portions of the first 2 games. Different feeling here in the third.
That's a sign of a new team, essentially. Leigh Waters believing that Johnson had one covered, but in the end she was handcuffed. Ooh, it looked available, just a couple of inches long.
1-2-1. Second serve.
I think that's the exact spot she was hoping for in the previous rally. Great work from JW Johnson.
1-2-2.
Man, just so difficult to handle, especially on that forehand side from Johnson.
Yeah, he carries his paddle very low, is able to get it up so quickly and over the ball and apply massive amounts of power.
Second serve.
Oh, anything you can do, I can do better.
Possibly. Yeah, couldn't do much with that side on the backhand there. Just had to block it back. And the speed in which it came off Matt Wright's paddle. No one could turn their head quick enough to decide if it was actually in or out.
Back to back. Matt Wright bringing the pain.
Kovalova did such a good job of handling that initial attack. Matt Wright finishing jobs.
Second serve. 1-2-2.
She thought the opportunity was there. She was back up off the line, and that ball certainly wasn't high above the net.
2-2-2.
Kovalova once again proving her mettle against JW Johnson, as I mentioned before. Some of the fastest hands in the game. But her two-handed backhand, when that thing is dialed in, there's really no one else that can handle it.
Side out.
Felt some of that energy that we saw during the second game from Kovalova and Wright.
2-3-1.
Now some more chances for Waters and Johnson. They got on a run in the first game. Haven't really seen them find that sort of momentum since.
Second serve.
Yeah, I mean, to such a large extent, you can really only play as well as your opponent lets you. And Wright and Kovalova, they were still finding their rhythm. This is a new team for them to come up against. They're used to Leigh Waters and Ben Johns. JW Johnson is a different animal. So it takes a little bit of time to get used to the style. Handcuffed again, Matt Wright with that sneaky forehand attack.
4-2-1.
He's really turned it up an extra notch from about the midway point of the second game on.
Just too high from Waters. She has seen enough, and the familiar sound of paddles dropping indicates a timeout.
So the first timeout in this third game, Kovalova and Wright have opened up a 3-point advantage at 5-2 here in the third as action rolls on in Orange County. Back and forth is as we expected between these two, the top seed and the 3 seed. They are two of the best duos available. No Eagle and Morgan Evans here with you for the Select Medical Orange County Cup. Lifetime San Clemente, California. Matt Wright serving with the advantage in the third. And a good timeout once again.
Yeah, Matt Wright, he has had some real success with that forehand flick attack. Leigh Waters has seen it many times already and is starting to get a good read of when she needs to get those shoulders round to prepare her big two-handed backhand. But Lucy Kovalova, she has been the star of the show so far. How well she's handled the offense and counterpunches of young J.W. Johnson is very impressive.
It was there.
It was.
Johnson took a little bit of mustard off of it. He's had a couple of overheads that have just been monstrous. Wright got there in time, just couldn't quite get his paddle on it.
Yeah, it was precision over power there. Very impressive. All right, the young gun starting to find some momentum.
And similar to what we saw in the second game, Kovalova and Wright energized themselves. Seems like Leigh Waters is doing the same here.
On that occasion, Johnson getting the better of Kovalova. All started from an initial cross-court attack from Wright.
Second serve.
Tricky ball to reset, unable to do it.
4-6-2.
Great exchange, but Johnson misfires, gets the serve back to Kovalova and Wright.
Yeah, it's one of the downfalls of having such a low paddle position. Yes, you can often quickly whip it up, but when the ball is fast enough and high, you don't always have the presence to know that ball is going out. You know, I look at it a lot like, remember Muhammad Ali? He kept very low hand positions. He kept his shoulders very relaxed. He was able to really fire from the hip so quickly. J.W. Johnson, A.J. Kohler, great examples of players who do the same, but there's a limit to what happens to your defense with low hand, glove, paddle positions.
Second serve.
Right, Muhammad Ali could use his foot speed to evade some of the punches. It's not quite as simple on the pickleball court in that sense.
No, exactly.
Point.
Kovalova really did a good job of returning fire cross-court there, realizing J.W. Johnson maybe getting a good feel for her counters.
8-4-2.
Now just 3 points away from taking a 2-1 lead. Great defense, but eventually J.W. Johnson got the shot he wanted and put it away.
Yeah, did a great job of dividing the players before finding that middle. Tell you the pace of this game.
5-8-1.
I mean, blink and you might miss a world-class shot.
Point.
Points are coming fast and furious as well, and Waters and Johnson
6-8-1.
getting things a little bit tighter.
Point.
I mean, it's such a good showcase of the game. I think one of the reasons why
7-8-1.
pickleball has risen to such a mainstay in pop culture, how quickly it's developing, is watching the girls handle the guys so well. I mean, it's amazing how often you can see big burly guys launching as fast as possible and the women able to return fire.
Second serve.
Beautiful backhand flick, getting down low, looking to give young Leigh Waters a pedicure on that one.
All even at 8. Johnson with the movement and the power.
Yeah, he's been due for that kind of move. Fantastic intercept.
8-8-2.
He'll have to do a little more of that if they're going to stay alive.
Side out.
An early come on from Waters. Wright
Side out.
assuring them that it was indeed long.
8-8-1.
Probably not worth the challenge. Only one timeout remaining as well.
Point.
So much power, so much length from Wright.
Timeout receiver, 9-8-1.
And now they will use that final timeout. Kovalova and Wright just 2 points away from putting themselves one game away from a title and a gold in Orange County. Waters and Johnson have done a great job counterpunching a lot of times, and this timeout could prove to be necessary when it's all said and done, as Waters and Johnson are right there and had a little bit of momentum on their side to get things even, but right now, great close-up looks of how this has gone. That was really a seminal play for J.W. Johnson. He's done a great job, especially on the overheads, but to move laterally like that and take it on the run was massive.
Yeah, he's got the best driver of the ball in the women's game next to him. He needs to be getting in there, rattling it around, trying to apply some serious pressure, forcing some difficult fourth balls. We've got a lot of great matches coming today, though.
4 more after this. Leigh Waters doesn't really have much of a break. She's going to get right back on court and try to knock out Paris Todd, who has just continued to emerge in the pickleball world. 23-year-old, the 6th seed, the former tennis professional. Then Matt Wright will get back on the court for the men's doubles final, along with Riley Newman, Colin Johns, AJ Kohler on the other side. Kovalova continues her busy day alongside Smith, and the Team Waters, as Leigh Waters potentially could be going for the Triple Crown at that point, all leading to McGuffin and Johnson to wrap it up.
Second serve.
Again, the timeout providing a little bit of a boost.
They will get a second chance, though.
9-8-2. Side out.
Yeah, that ball high enough for Leigh to not just have to put lots of power on it. She was able to slide that ball inside out,
8-9-1.
while Matt Wright was hoping for a middle attack.
Point.
So they tie it up at 9.
His third game
9-9-1.
sways so much. Oh, it dropped in.
Point.
And just like that, Waters and Johnson with a game point here.
10-9-1. Second serve.
Oh, not able on the first one. They'll get a second chance.
Yes. 10-9-2.
The perseverance from the youngsters. Waters and Johnson stick with it and claim the third. They are one game away from the title in Orange County. That third game had a little bit of everything. The exact back and forth we expected between these two formidable teams. We go to the fourth next on Tennis Channel. Back with the PPA 2022 Select Medical Orange County Cup presented by Lifetime San Clemente in San Clemente, California. It's been the perfect venue and another beautiful day. Weather exactly as you'd expect at 68 degrees and sunny. We'll get as high as 73, as low as 60. Quite literally the perfect pickleball conditions, especially for a tournament of this magnitude.
Yeah, beautiful conditions. 67 with a chance of world-class pickleball.
Whatever that chance is, we've gotten through 3 games, because that third game in particular was about as high level as you could expect. And now it's going to come down to whether or not the #1 seed can find a way to force a 5th.
Second serve.
Yeah, towards the tail end of game 3, we noticed J.W. Johnson starting to get more aggressive, driving more thirds, able to intercept. You can tell he's getting more and more comfortable alongside Leigh Waters.
Point.
Waters is spending a lot of time way back behind the line, though. Lucy Kovalova does have the reach advantage over her. Waters not always getting back to capitalize on some of the more lofty dinks from Kovalova.
Point.
Right now, J.W. Johnson isn't able to intercept. If he can do that, or if AL, as she's known, can stay up and start launching some attacks towards Wright.
Side up.
And it goes long. Bit wide left. Matt Wright initially with some great reflexes. So let's see if Leigh Waters can continue what she did late in that third game. They really went on a big run to eventually claim it.
Point.
That'll help.
One, 2-1.
Turn just landing in.
Second serve.
Defended well, took a couple of big cuts at the backhand drive. Unfortunately, the second one sliding off the panel
1-2-2.
wide.
Side out. Two, 1-1. Point.
Beautiful work from Wright. That high looping third shot drop is buying him plenty of time. We talked about it yesterday in the men's doubles alongside Riley Newman. It's kind of an invisible weapon that you don't really talk about it much.
Second serve.
And beautiful short angle overhead from Waters.
3-1-2.
It's a nice attempt though here from Kovalova. It nearly drops in.
Yeah, she predicted the
Side
width.
out.
So
1-3-1.
they've got Wright and Kovalova in odd sides now. Let's see if they use it to drive. And they do.
Second serve.
Fortunately, catching the top of the net.
1-3-2.
Nice work handling those attacks, JW. got what he needed, then traversed the kitchen line so well to take care of that last one.
2-3-2. Point.
And this is how it's gone really in this match to this point.
3-3-2.
We heard it yesterday, pickleball can be a game of runs. It has certainly proven to be that so far.
Side out.
Yeah, very much a back and forth battle between Waters and Kovalova in the cross-court forehand exchange.
3-3-1.
A very sneaky backhand flick attack from Johnson.
3-3-2.
You could see why Kovalova let it sail by at first. Looked like it was coming screaming and then dropped at the last second. Wow.
Side out.
God, just look at the crowd in the background. It's such a beautiful image.
3-3-1. Point.
A little bit of love from the net never hurts. Aiding the forehand drive of Waters to give herself and Johnson a 1-point lead.
Second serve.
Right idea from Waters coming up, taking it on the fly. Just couldn't get the clearance necessary.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly a hero play.
Yes.
If she pulls that one off, she's 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
4-3-2.
She might be, though.
Side out.
Only person going for the Triple Crown in this tournament. And again, Matt Wright with some nice quick movement near the kitchen line.
3-4-1.
Oh,
Point.
do you think he was ready for that one?
Not sure.
I mean, it was a quick and fairly well disguised attack from Waters, but I think he has seen that middle attack time and time again. Oh, and the paddle just coming out of the hands after a shout of no from Mr. Wright.
4-4-2.
Oh, a pivotal point to say the least.
Man, Natalie Waters pulled a couple of rabbits out of hats during this point. And Matt Wright just stuck with it. Points to the heavens.
Yeah, she might have needed the whole litter to get away with that one. So catch and release.
Oh!
That's a massive play.
Crazy.
And a well-deserved fist pump high in the air. Impressive play to reset and then finally thread the needle down the line to J.W. Johnson. No easy task.
So the timeout taken by Waters and Johnson after the spectacular backhand from Kovalova. Play is heating up in San Clemente. Fourth game action. Back and forth we go. Lucy Kovalova and Matt Wright with a 6-4 advantage now in this fourth game. The PPA Select Medical Orange County Cup presented by Lifetime San Clemente. See, the crowd has continued to shuffle in, really filled in. It was a pretty full crowd yesterday. I'd say even more today for this championship Sunday, and this being the first of 5 fantastic matchups we've got for you on Tennis Channel. Kovalova and Wright serving now with a 2-point advantage. It is Lucy Kovalova serving to Leigh Waters in what has been a very exciting and adventurous affair to this point.
See how much that means to Wright and Kovalova.
7-4-2.
They are really rolling now. Lots of momentum, lots of confidence.
Keeping that foot on the gas pedal. Now just 3 points away from sending this to a deciding 5th game.
They did so well to wrestle themselves out of defense. Some wonderful lobs here from Matt Wright. He's well known for it. Johnson, I've talked about his hand speed. It is incredibly quick, but we've still got to get over that net.
Together another late run, but for now, Kovalova serving 2 points away. So the second timeout works as they hoped the first one would.
4-9-1.
Now they're going to need a little bit of an extra push.
Second serve.
Catches the net, sails long.
Point.
Just went to an awkward location for Kovalova. It certainly wasn't speed that got her. Just an unpredictable shot off the paddle of Johnson.
Side out.
A little bit of deflation there.
9-5-1.
Giving Wright a good chance to finish off game 2. Game 4, sorry.
I know you want more pickleball. We all do.
I do.
We do have 4 more fantastic matches, but for now, Wright trying to finish up this 4th game, send it to a 5th.
Second serve.
Got another look at it. Kovalova serving 10-5-2.
10-5-2.
Danger zone, and Johnson does exactly what he was meant to do.
Yeah, it took them almost a dozen chances before they were able to take game 2. And a beautiful reach in from Johnson. He doesn't exactly have the same length as Matt Wright, but the wheels he has to move laterally on a dime, so impressive.
Second serve.
Lars and Johnson did a good job of making things interesting towards the end of the second game after being down real big. See what they can do here.
Side out.
She's had a couple of looks at those, but both occasions spraying it long. That one a little wide as well.
10-6-1.
And there it is. We will go to a fifth in our first final of the day. Fans appreciate all the talent that is on full display in Orange County. And who will it be taking gold to start Championship Sunday? The top seed, Kovalova and Wright. The 3 seed, Waters and Johnson. Find out next on Tennis Channel. On to the 5th game we go at the Select Medical Orange County Cup, presented by Lifetime San Clemente. Still to come, our second of 5 matches today. Leigh Waters will stay on the court, taking on Paris Todd in what should be a fiery exchange between 2 of the best singles players in the world. But first, we got to settle this score in the 5th game. Mixed doubles, our first final of the day. Who claims gold? It all comes down to this.
Yeah, I think if Johnson continues to assert some presence in the middle of the court with that big forehand of his, they'll have a real chance.
0-0-1. Second serve.
I like the choice, though, allowing her to drive that 2-handed backhand while Johnson moves in early. That's unfortunate. He's had a handful of relatively high forehands that he's just caught the top of the net. If those had gone over, the landscape of this match could be very different.
Second serve.
It really does feel like Johnson is the X factor and deciding factor in some ways of this 5th game.
Yeah, I mean, his top level is phenomenal, but his consistency can let him down. We've seen it a number of times where really just that regulation net height getting in the way.
That one drops in.
Beautiful work.
So Kovalova and Wright take the early advantage, but Johnson and Waters limit the bleeding.
Second serve.
I do love it when this camera just pans back and then comes in, gets a closer look at the kitchen work.
Just getting great looks at the intricate details of the sport. And Johnson there delivers, found the gut of Matt Wright. It's a nice body catch.
For sure. And at 44, I'm not 100% sure he's still got the steely abs of a 20-year-old.
We cannot confirm nor deny, though.
Nor deny, exactly.
Oh, again? It's a target.
It really is. As a well-employed corporate lawyer, Matt Wright, he has to do a fair amount of sitting during his 9 to 5.
Works as an attorney, and a good one at that. Oh, another one drops. Johnson now in rhythm.
It's good to see him starting to play more aggressively.
3-1-2.
Kovalova thinking that one was going long.
Side out.
Unfortunate, but a great play. Once again, Waters driving and Johnson getting in there, causing some trouble.
1-3-1. serve.
Nice looking fourth ball from Waters.
1-3-2.
And they're taking some real chances on returns of serve, but looks like they're pretty well dialed in with some of those fourths and then subsequent counter punches.
Some more help from the net, and Waters earns the point. Now 4-1 in the fifth.
4-1-1.
Yeah, JW is channeling his inner Leigh Waters, knowing that's really going to make Leigh Waters comfortable, and he's applying serious pressure again and again.
Timeout taken by Kovalova and Wright after Waters and Johnson have jumped out to the early 5-1 advantage in the fifth of this mixed doubles final. This has been as tightly contested as we really expected for our first final of this Select Medical Orange County Cup. Mixed doubles between Kovalova and Wright. Waters and Johnson now have a 5-1-1 lead in the fifth. After the timeout from Kovalova and Wright, can they keep this run going? That'll help.
6 points, so we'll have a side switch here, and we'll find out shortly if there is any kind of significant side advantage at this particular stage of the match. But what we're seeing is a much more aggressive and in tune with a higher paced affair, with Johnson and Waters driving thirds, able to get in and really crash into the kitchen with so much fury, I would say. Borderline violent.
I would say fury was a great term. And they have channeled whatever aggression they've needed. This is a huge run to take the lead, but obviously far from over. And Kovalova and Wright, with so much experience, despite being down 6-1 in this fifth, there's a lot of time left.
I didn't see some great body language there, I'll be honest. I think they're going to need to find some real energy and perhaps even just decide that when the drive comes from either Waters or Johnson, that they're just going to block the ball back into the kitchen and force them into the kind of rallies that they have been doing so well at. They've been doing fantastic work inside the kitchen area, and we've had a great view of it.
6-1-1.
It continues.
Oh, the talent train, the young bloods. I did not expect this kind of scoreline.
Wow.
Oh, Johnson.
Still some more chances to keep this rolling. 7 straight points. What defensive skills!
Unbelievable work from Leigh Waters. Relinquishing the power game, even from 5 feet behind the line. Oh, now the question is, will there be a challenge? That ball looked very close to the line. They certainly have some to spare. Let's see this angle here. Couldn't quite tell.
9-1-2.
So it looks like they've called the timeout. Now, will they challenge it? Is that part of this timeout is the question.
Yeah, this is a runaway freight train of youth from JW Johnson and Leigh Waters. I will never write, pun intended, Kovalova and Wright out of the game. Let's have a quick look here. It looked like it did stay in.
Awfully close, though. You were absolutely correct. Now, something you brought up earlier, and you're absolutely right. Waters and Johnson have done a great job of bringing the energy back on their side in this fifth game. Kovalova and Wright, they had been energizing themselves in that second and fourth game to such a great success level, haven't brought it back, really.
No, for sure. I mean, they literally just decided that if there's one realm of this game where they have the advantage, it is the power and speed. And it's not to say Wright and Kovalova don't have that. They certainly do. However, how well these two can drive thirds and crash in quickly is really unparalleled in the game. Case in point, this will be a massive victory. Anna Leigh will come away feeling very good about her game if she can pull this off.
Championship point. And there it is! Anna Leigh Waters and J.W. Johnson. The youth movement continues. The mixed doubles champion in Orange County.
That is incredibly impressive. Coming into Game 5, we talked about it off the air. I thought Kovalova and Wright would have a great chance to, well,